good morning, everybody. It's your girl Z here, coming to bring you guys another amazing quantum energy wellness testimonial. Today, I have with me Miss Desiree Wade. I'm super excited to have her aboard and have her sharing her testimonial with her and her family, as you know, the many benefits and results that she's been receiving from this technology. So I'm super excited about it. I've shared a couple of other people's testimonials, myself included, but today I wanted to bring somebody else, keep bringing the goods to you so you guys can just see the many different ways people are having results with this technology. So first and foremost, thank you very much, Desiree, for agreeing to do this for me. I really appreciate you coming on my quantum wellness show. I guess we could call it that now. And I just wanted to, just tell you, I'm going to open it right on up. And so, can you just tell me a little bit about yourself, and then also, like, what your life was like before you tapped into this quantum energy wellness?
Okay, I'll be glad to. And first off, I just want to say thank you for having me on your show. I love your show, by the way.
Thank
But yeah, a little bit about me. I'm a mother of 5 grown adults and no babies anymore. I have grandbabies though. And I used to be in the wellness business when I was take care of people at their homes. I was working for a company that took care of seniors in their home. I did that for a long time. I'm also a hairstylist by trade. So I've done that for many years. And got kind of burned out on it. So I just kind of came out of the salons and stuff and just did it at home, So, and, if I did, like I said, I did that for a while. And then I had my one of my sons in 85, okay, 1985. And in 1986, he was about a year old. We were at a family function, and we were leaving this family function, and we were sitting at a red light, and it was a busy intersection. We were sitting at a red light, and someone in a pickup truck slammed into the back of me, tore my car up. But not only that, it tore me up, because being hit like that, it pushed me forward, and my head went forward and it snapped back. And when that happened, I experienced whiplash. Now, I had heard about whiplash, but I had never experienced whiplash. So I didn't know what it felt like until that very moment. And it literally feels like someone takes a hot torch and sticks it to the back of your neck. That's how painful it was. And so for many years, I carried that pain, okay? And you know how when you get used to a pain, you just kind of get acclimated to it and it becomes like a part of you, right? So I've carried that pain for years. And through those years, I experienced a couple of more car accidents, okay? And then it was this one car accident that someone hit me from the front, and I was trying to turn out of their way, and I grabbed my steering wheel really hard, and I was trying to turn my wheel. So on that impact, it damaged my hands. I developed, like, they say carpal tunnel, but I called it whiplash in my hands and my wrists. And it was so bad that I couldn't pick up a 2-liter Coke bottle, without it being painful. And so, going through those experiences and carrying that pain like I did, I went to different doctors, and, I used to get those cortisone shots in my hands. I never got shots in my neck and all of that kind of stuff, because I just wasn't going to do that. And so what happened was, I started my business online. I got into the online business, and because I couldn't really work like I used to with the strength that I used to have. And so I was trying to find something where I could be able to finally settle down and work at home instead of having to care for people anymore and go to work for somebody else. I wanted to be able to stay at home. And so it turned out that, I got in the online business. I met a lot of great friends that we became like family. And so through that process, I met a gentleman by the name of William Watson. And he introduced me to another online business that I had gotten involved with. But he ultimately, from him, I met these mentors, I mean, fabulous mentors. Their names are Malik and Trisha. I met them because of William. And so I met them around, I guess, like September of last year. And so I got acclimated into that business, and bringing it on up further, back in December, I got introduced by Malik to another business, which was Quantum Energy Wellness. And so he was talking about his experience and how much it was helping him. And I had known him for a little while, so I trusted him because I knew him, and I knew him to be an honest and loving person. And so he introduced me to Quantum Energy Wellness. And once he did, I didn't start right away. I was skeptical. I was like, what's that? Energy. Okay, I believe in energy, and I know about the law of attraction and all of those types of things, but I had never experienced anything like this. And so getting past December and January, I let those months go by before I decided that in February, I was going to go ahead and give it a try. And so what could I lose? That's what I was thinking. I mean, what if it helps me with this pain that I'm dealing with? And so I tried it, and on February 27th, I became a member, and I purchased it, and that very night, I wanted to try the pain relief. And so I did. I activated the pain relief info boost. And when I did, the very next morning, when I got up out of my bed, when I say I got up out of my bed, I mean I got up out of my bed. Because normally I would have to take my hand and literally put it to the back of my head and raise my head up off my pillow. I would have to do that every morning. Okay? And so on the February the 28th of 2020, I'll never forget, I got up out of my bed, not thinking about it, not realizing what I had just done. And then I was doing something and I paused. I was like, wait a minute, did I just get out of my bed? I did just get out of my bed. I went back and got in the bed. I laid my head back down on my pillow because I needed to see if I really did what I thought I had just done without thinking about it. So this time I'm thinking about it. I laid back on my pillow, and I literally raised up off of my bed without assisting myself. The pain that I had been dealing with for all of those years, and the pain that I had in my hands, that pain was gone. It was gone overnight. And when I tell you that, I literally mean overnight. And it blew my mind. But I was so excited and so elated because I did not have that pain anymore, And I'm like, this stuff is real. This stuff really works. And it's like, well, how does it work though? You wonder, how does it work? And so just like a lot of people, well, how does that work? What do you mean? Energy and going into your body and into your cells and all of this stuff. What do you mean? How does that work? I need to know how it works. Well, I was the same way, so I understand. But then I decided to try it on my mother. If it worked for me, surely it'll work for my mother. My mother has been having knee pain, arthritis knee pain for years, okay? I was taking her to the doctor, and they were doing these knee injections to build up the cartilage in between her bones so it wouldn't be bone on bone. And I did that for like 3 weeks. This is before I had made the decision to get on Quantum Energy Wellness. And so through that process, it didn't do anything for her. She was still in pain. She was still in pain. And it was not supposed to be that way. And so what I did is I got her on the quantum energy wellness, and I put her on the pain relief and inflammation. Okay. And so I did that during her bedtime the night before. I called her the next morning. I said, Mama, how are you feeling? She said, I feel fine, baby. I said, no, really, how are you feeling? She said, I feel fine. I said, how do your knees feel? She said, my knees feel fine. I said, have you been up out of the bed yet? No, she hadn't been out of the bed, but she got up out of the bed for me. Okay. She said her knees were not hurting her. I said, hallelujah. Her knees are not hurting. I was like, I got to see this for myself. I said, I am on my way. I was on that phone. I'm on my way. I get over to her house, and she was still in her bedroom. I walked up in her bedroom, and I looked at her. I said, okay, Mom, I need you to get up out of the bed, and I need you to stand up for me. I need you to walk for me. So she did that. She sat up on the side of her bed. She got up. She came out of her bedroom, walked past me, went down the hallway, turned around and looked at me with this little smile. And then I said, okay, then. I said, walk back toward me, And so she did. And I was like, your knees are not bothering you at all? She said, no. And she started kind of cooking her leg around. She said, no, it's not bothering me. I said, Mama, that pain relief worked. I said, that's why you're not having that pain anymore. She didn't know why she was talking into the telephone for 10 seconds. Why do I have to talk into that? I said, because this is what I need you to do, and you're going to do it because I want you to do it, okay? Just do that for me. I said, I'm trying to do something for you right now. I just need you to cooperate. And so she did, and she did the kinetic response that was created from her voice frequency. And I went ahead and activated her, and lo and behold, that knee pain was gone. And so I was so excited about that, because now she can walk without her cane and not be in any pain, not have to worry about falling and losing her balance. And so this has been a blessing, because not only did it help me, it helped my mother. And then I can go further. I have a grandson that's autistic. And I had him one day, because when an autistic child, if they're nonverbal, he's nonverbal, he's still in pull-ups, okay? And so I had him one day, and he was having this meltdown, really, really bad, real bad meltdown. And when he does that, he screams, and he holds his ears like this, It's like he screams, but he holds his ears, and he's walking around like this, and he's crying and he's screaming. What is wrong with you, child? Just stop crying. Come sit down. I was going through all these motions, because I couldn't understand why he was crying. There was nothing that was happening with him. I knew he had meltdowns sometimes, but I had him this time, so I've experienced it full blown. And so what I did was I fixed him something to eat. I put him at the table. Now, prior to that, the day before, he had a meltdown also. The day after that, which was the next day that I'm referring to, he had another meltdown. I still couldn't understand why. So he was sitting at the table, and he's crying, and he's swinging his legs, and he's crying, and he's holding his ears. Didn't want to eat his food. He didn't want to touch nothing. He was so irritated. And I said, it's got to be something wrong with him. So the idea of the pain relief came to my mind. I did not think about it. Because he's 7 years old. I'm thinking, he's either just crying because he just wants something, or he wants me to hold him, or something like that. But it was nothing like that. He just kept crying. So I fixed him something to eat. I put it in front of him. I walked over to my kitchen, and I stood by the kitchen counter, and I activated that pain relief boost. Okay, because I already had him on the calm relief. That wasn't doing it all by itself. So, because I'm thinking, well, I got him on the calm relief. I got him on this. And I'm always running his today's immunity to keep him from getting sick. So I did that, and my baby, I kid you not, that baby sat at that kitchen table after I activated that pain relief boost. Okay. And he sat there, and I watched him. And in less than 5 minutes, Zipporah, less than 5 minutes, I was watching the clock. Less than 5 minutes, his whole countenance just changed. It's like something came down on him and just started calming him from here all the way down. It's just like it was settling in on him, just like this. It's like a blanket came over him, a blanket of peace. That's the best way I can describe it. And I watched him change right before my very eyes. He stopped crying. He started eating his food. He ate everything in front of him that he would not touch. He drank his little drink. He started humming and smiling. All of a sudden, he started swinging his legs. And I'm standing there, and I'm just in awe right now. You know, I'm like, this can't be happening. But it is happening because it's happening right before my eyes. It was undeniable, you know. So he got up off of his chair, and whatever music he was hearing in his head, I don't know, because he started dancing. And he looked at me, and he was smiling with those big, pretty blue eyes of his. And I was like, wow, he was in pain. The day before, when he had a meltdown, he obviously was in pain, and I did not know it. But I know it now, and I know that when I gave him that quantum energy wellness pain relief, that baby was brand new. He was brand new. And so I say that to say, to say this, that anybody that's dealing with autism, and you have children or grandchildren or family members, period, that has terrible meltdowns, and the medicines are not working, nothing is working, just try, just try quantum energy wellness. If you don't do anything, just try it. And I'm not saying it's that it's going to cure any type of diseases or anything like that, because that's not what this is, but at the same time, when I saw that, knowing what I've experienced and what my mom experienced, it's undeniable. It's real. It's real. And I love it. And I will never go without it. I keep our info boost on for today's immunity through all of this chaos. He never got sick, not one time. I have a granddaughter that I also keep on it because she lives in 2 different households, and the people smoke their cigarettes around her. And she would always come to me, and she would always be so congested. She stays so congested and so full of this mucus. Poor thing be coughing up mucus and blowing her nose and, miserable, giving her a cough syrup and all this kind of stuff. But I put her on that info boost, today's immunity. My baby girl has not been sick one time. And I put her on it like 2 months ago. Over these last 2 months, she has not been sick. And I get her like every other week. And I asked her, I said, have you been sick? Have you been sneezing? Have you been coughing? No, ma'am. I said, okay. And I know it's true because I have her right now, and she's been gone away from me for almost 2 weeks. She doesn't have a sniffle. She doesn't have no congestion, nothing. Because I make sure I keep that boost on for her.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's my only way that I have to be able to protect her. And protect her, I have. And I love the fact that I have that power to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because, I know you don't have any grandchildren yet, but one day you will.
Yeah.
And then you'll really know what I'm talking about. When it comes to them, those grandbabies are special. It's a different type of love. So you want to make sure that they're taken care of. Want to make sure that they stay well. And so I'm so grateful for this technology because it is a game changer. It has created a better quality of life, not just for me, but for some of my family members. And I'm not done. I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. I've got family members that haven't even seen this yet. I've got friends that haven't seen this yet. Not to mention, and I'm on a mission to help thousands.
Excellent.
Help thousands come into knowledge of this because everybody needs this. Everybody needs to know about this. Even
Absolutely.
if they just, my suggestion is to just try it. If you just try it for 48 hours, just try it to see if it makes a difference. If you feel anything different, And if I still have time, I want to say this about my son. I have one of my sons. He's my eldest son.
Okay.
And he suffered with esophagus burn really bad since he was 14 years old. Okay. He's a grown man now. Okay. And so I put him on the pain relief and the digestion. And when I did, he felt relief the very next morning, but he didn't call me because he wasn't sure that he was feeling what he was feeling and what he wasn't feeling. So what he did was he waited for the third day to make sure that he was not feeling anything. He would wake up with this metallic taste in his mouth. And he would wake up with this excruciating pain in his gut that would have him doubled over for most of the morning. Like if he got up at 8 o'clock, he couldn't move until 12 o'clock. So he would be in pain for hours. And then whatever medicine he was taking, it would Band-Aid it, but the pain never went away. It was always present. Well, when I got him on this pain relief and activated it, he was good the very next morning. And he said, Mama, I don't have any pain. He said, I believe in energy, but I've never had this experience before. He said, I have never been without pain since I was 14 years old. And I was so excited. I was so excited. And so, I could go on and on, Zipporah,
Wow, I mean, that's amazing.
On. But I tell you, it has really helped me and it's been helping my family,
Yeah.
It's been amazing. It's been amazing.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that because that's a prime example of how this technology and wellness can be used for the entire family. You've got people of all ages on there, many different varieties of illnesses and ailments, some seen and some unseen. And they're just getting relief from this. Everybody's getting benefits and relief from this in one way or another. Let me say this because I got to put this disclaimer in there. We're not medical doctors. We don't diagnose anything. We don't recommend that anybody stops taking their medication. We're just expressing and sharing personal experiences that people who are actually using this quantum wellness technology are actually getting. Myself included, Desiree she went from her pain from car wrecks and that car wreck from 85. The whole time I'm thinking, gosh, that's a long time
Yeah.
to be living with pain like that, on a daily basis. So to have an overnight experience like that, man, that in itself is just so priceless.
Oh,
Man, that to be able to just be pain free sometimes, when you've been going that long, it's just amazing
yeah.
to hear about your son with his esophagus issues, your mom with arthritis and inflammation, your granddaughter with the congestion that she's receiving from so much smoke and so inhalation, and then your grandson autistic. I mean, this is like you were God sent. God sent that you were actually introduced to this to be able to share it to so many people. I mean, so your story is so, so powerful. And I like how you also expressed that some of the people were like, this is energy. I know energy, but I don't know how it works. And a lot of times, because energy is one of those unseen things, people need tangible results. They need something
Yeah.
that they can identify with, that, okay, I'm a believer now. So that's the beautiful part of this limbic arc quantum wellness technology, is that it actually taps into the limbic arc part of our brain where memory and body information is stored inside the brain. So our body knows what we need, and it's individualized and voice activated to each and every one of those people that you shared it with, and everybody, so that you get your unique amount of nutrients and botanicals and things that your body and system needs. And so it's just absolutely phenomenal. I'm so glad that I got to hear your story, and I appreciate you sharing all of that.
Oh,
This is
wow.
amazing. Yeah, this is
And
amazing.
I didn't even tell you everything. So we're gonna have to do
We
this
gonna have a part
again.
two. We gotta
We
have a
gotta do
part
this
two.
again.
Yeah, for sure. That's like 2 videos. I love it, but I absolutely love it. I love to see it and hear it working in people's lives. And
Yeah.
I enjoy hearing the many different ways that people are having results, so that other people can, that are skeptical, because you were skeptical. I was I was a
Yeah.
diehard skeptic. I knew about it back in December too, but I didn't get on board until April. So
Uh,
so
yeah, you're more hard-headed than me.
yeah, exactly. I'm very hard headed. I'm like, but I'm so grateful that I tapped into it. And I also wanted to say that the long term use of it also has benefits. That's
Yes.
what I'm noticing. I'm like continuing to use it on a daily basis. I'm noticing many variety of benefits, and I'm using different stuff now, and different info boosts, and so I'm just very grateful. So
Yeah.
once again, thank you so much for sharing your
It's my
testimonial,
pleasure.
and just what a blessing you've been to your family. What a blessing
Yes.
you've been to your
Yes.
family. This quantum energy is amazing. So for
I
anybody
appreciate
that's,
I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to share.
yes,
It's been
definitely.
a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. So for anybody else that's interested in trying this technology out, or interested in finding out more, we have Zoom meetings every Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Eastern Standard Time. We have other testimonials like Ms. Desiree's, and then we also have on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have Ron Spence on there, where he gives kind of the how and why the technology works. So I'll be sure to put that link somewhere in the description and the comments. And so that's it for this video, guys. That was a lot. I tell you what, we will have a part two with Desiree, because Desiree's out here changing
Yeah, we
lives
need
for real.
to.
She's changing lives on a massive scale, and I guess as Malik would say, that's what legends do, right?
Yeah, that's
We're
right.
global
That's what
legends,
we
and we're
do.
changing lives on a massive level around the world. So once again,
Yes,
thank you
you do.
so much, Desiree, and
You're very welcome,
yeah,
sis.
until part two, y'all.
That's right. It's coming.